Hi guys, welcome to the Risk Associates official platform. In this video series, we will be discussing about the future readiness of ISO 42001. I have with me our Director Certification Services, Waqas Haseeb. Welcome Waqas, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well and thanks for having me here again.
Yeah, it's a pleasure of ours to listen to you and our audience's pleasure as well. Waqas, we will want to discuss regarding the regulatory landscape of artificial intelligence and how it has been evolving throughout. I mean, of course, we have been discussing it quite a lot these days, but I just want to have your point of view onto that.
When we see the regulatory frameworks evolution related to artificial intelligence, it's not just related to countries. There are regions where the specific regulations are in place. I'll give you the examples. EU AI Act is the most strongest and evolving artificial intelligence act and the legislation, which is like becoming the pioneer in implementation. Then comes the NIST AI framework, which is providing the guidance for the entities in the United States of America. And it's like improving day by day. And we are seeing versions being released. Then comes the Far East. There we have like Korea, South Korea and Singapore. They are working on the AI ethics and the compliance of AI. In the similar fashion, in different countries, different regulations and legislations are emerging and the bills are under discussions. So when it comes to the overall governance, countries are working on them or the regions are working on them, and down the road we see it as a bigger picture under ISO.
Yeah. So again, how does ISO 42001 fit in this picture? I mean, we have talked about, of course, all the regulatory standards and compliances that are evolving worldwide. And where do you think ISO 42001 will place itself as for the placement?
When it comes to the implementation of artificial intelligence management framework under ISO 42001, while implementation of this standard, a lot of controls are implemented based on the scope and the requirement of the technologies those are in place within the organization as provider, producer or a user. Once those controls are implemented under AIMS, a lot of them are already being released under a lot of regulations and acts being released in different countries and regions. So they are aligning together. For instance, if any control is not there in AIMS provide an opportunity to the entity to incorporate those regulatory and the legislative requirements into the AIMS. And those controls can be tested as part of the validation of controls during the audit.
So that means it's a very proactive compliance model.
Yeah, it's a very proactive compliance model, and it is allowing beyond the NXRA controls to be added among them. So all the regulators who are expecting the entities to comply with their legislations, they can also leverage from this step.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the beauty about this is, as we mentioned earlier as well. So they don't restrict yourself, they don't restrict you guys, anything. It's just about how to and what to adopt and how to adopt it.
Very true.
So talking about proactive compliance, Waqas, now could you shed some light in terms of how organizations, make sure that they don't treat this certification as one and done model, and what's your take on that?
Zahran, it's a continuous cycle. If they are thinking that they will end the cycle, means they are not improving. For the purpose, the standard has been built in a manner that the organization needs to keep on updating the documentation throughout the life cycle of the certification. And they have to ensure the monitoring, they have to ensure the continual improvement. They need to bring in the certification auditor every year for the continuous process of the certification. For the purpose, they need to understand what type of technologies they are incorporating, no matter they are NLPs or non-NLPs, no matter they are incorporating some new data sources, they are incorporating new data structures, they are incorporating any amendments in the way the AI is either being used, produced or provided to the stakeholders. So all those changes are recorded, maintained, the risks are assessed. So it keeps the organizations on the toe. And the way the artificial intelligence is in the news. So over the period of time, people are asking about what is the security of their data if it's been used by the artificial intelligence or machine learning. So as a responsible organization who is like working on the ISO 42001 for achieving the certification, they would surely be like looking forward to maintaining certification as well to ensure the market confidence is in place.
Of course, I mean, they cannot take a checklist approach. It's nothing as a checklist approach. It's always a tailored approach. And you rightly said that if they need to be on the toes regarding evolving landscape of artificial intelligence, that means they need to, continually put in that effort to get it up and running, and of course, making it compliant for the certification body and the auditors as well.
And specifically for the auditors, if you ask me, checklist approach will not work. Reason being, the organization will be updating its management systems. As I told you, for the changes within the NLPs, non-NLPs, the models of the data, the models of the AI, or the documentation, or the risk, or the regulations. So those changes will keep on organizations updating their management systems, and auditors will not be able to continue with the standardized checklist for performing the certification audits.
As we were mentioning earlier, that it's not just about a general or a generic audit template. It's all about it, and it's certainly not about a checklist or so that people need to follow. What's your take on that?
Zahran, the most important aspect is the scope itself. Every organization has a different scope for the AI systems. Those are within the management system embed. So what is happening is, like, if the systems are different, their scope is different, their usage for the AI is different. They might be providing different services. For instance, they might be a provider or a producer, or they might be a user themselves. So when the scopes are different, a generic checklist doesn't work. So auditor needs to customize those checklists, and the complexity for the auditors have been added by the standard itself. Reason being, the regulatory and the legislative requirements can also be added as part of the NHRA controls. So having these complexities, it may not be possible for the auditors to use generic checklists for performing the audits, and even the clients will not have ability to adopt and implement generic controls which may not be suitable for the AI scope they are using for the artificial intelligence management system.
Absolutely. So Waqas, how does the standard and the landscape, adapt to the emerging technological changes?
The standard of ISO 42001 is built around the concept to adopt. And if there are changes in the environment, changes in the control, they have to be reflected into the AIMS, the management system.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that means the companies do make the most of the ISO 42001 long after they are certified, right? It's not just about the pre-certification cycle, it's also about the post-certification cycle.
Obviously. For instance, if the company is making changes in the way they are explaining the concept of the AI in use, or they are explaining the controls over the fairness, they are explaining the controls to avoid biasness, or they are explaining the controls of oversight, means they are telling the structured approach they have adopted. These might be changed or amended based on the internal factors or the external factors.
Yeah, and also it creates an impact for the external stakeholders and the internal stakeholders as well, right? Because internal stakeholders, I mean, the employees or the future employees that will join the organization will also have that confidence in them that, okay, this is an AI-driven company or AI-driven entity that promotes that and takes pride in being certified.
Yes, they will have to. And they will have to carry forward the legacy. Reason being, it's a cycle that will continue. They would have the structured way of doing things.
Yeah. Of course, in the end, that also creates a long-lasting relationships with always the customers, clients, partners, and employees as well.
Obviously, when it comes to the partners, then there are regulators, there are legislators, there might be certain contractual requirements as well. And there are investors who would be looking forward to continually receive the news of like the recertification, surveillance 1 audit confirmations and completions, and surveillance 2 audit completions as well.
Absolutely, because in the test case scenarios or recent examples, I've seen that there are a lot of regulatory bodies which require certificates or any issued letters from the certification body regarding any changes into the technological change or the regulatory change, that they vet it and validate it through the certification bodies to cross-verify.
Very true. And the other technological-based certifications of ISO, while being the part of the certification body, what we have seen is that the regulators are requesting for certain confirmations. And the way ISO 14001 is evolving, regulators might be taking as an input for ensuring that the AI in use in particular organizations under their regulatory ambit are operating in the manner which may be feasible for ensuring the fairness, explainability, avoiding biasness, and adequate oversight.
Absolutely.
So Zahran, for organization watching this podcast, how they can approach risk associates?
Simple. Just need to reach out. Well, of course, for reaching out, we have several avenues. Firstly is the official website, www.riskassociates.com. Then we have a dedicated email address, that is info@riskassociates, and also our national and regional dedicated phone numbers. So you guys can always reach us out to that. Our team is up and running and ready to serve you guys with all the glorified opportunities that arises, and of course help you out in catering all your business needs. So yes, that's what it is. It all starts with a dream call. So what about you, Waqas, and what's the plan afterwards? Having the clients onboarded.
The most important part is there are two types of clients. One who are already established, and the other one who are not established.
Right.
For the non-established ones, we'll be like taking a different approach, starting from their needs.
Right.
And their needs will be converted into the second step, which will be the risk assessment. But for the clients who are already providing AI services, they are producing AI services, or they are user of AI services, they will be performing the gap assessment. The second step is to develop the documentation based on the risk assessment being performed. The third step is the implementation. The fourth step is to identify the compliance issues, then perform the internal audit and the assistance during the certification. And yet again, RA is there to perform the certification audits of our clients, depending on the conflict of interest avoidance.
Absolutely. So, and that means I can assure our viewers and of course our partners and our future clients as well that RA is a one-stop window solution for all your services, including of course the artificial intelligence management system. And we go beyond the certification cycle. It's not about building just a relationship that exists and then finishes off once the certification cycle is over. It's all about a continual existing relationship that builds up and to serve you guys into a better need, and of course to any other services that we offer. So we are very much open about it, and we literally handhold the clients right from the start to the end and to execute everything as per our best service possible.
And with RA by your side, you are not just meeting these standards, you are shaping the future of AI governance.
Thank you very much, Waqas. Again, it was wonderful experience having you with us, and of all the series and experiences that you have shared with us, of your technical knowledge and about all of those artificial intelligence management system. Tremendous efforts from you and tremendous discussion we have had. So thank you very much. I would like to also thank our audience for viewing this and making us feel motivated to record more and more of such content in the coming days. We will definitely enjoy and love your feedback to that. Stay connected with us for all the upcoming content about the regulatory compliance, including the PCI, ISO certifications, SWIFT compliances, the security testing and data protection, cybersecurity awareness, MSSP services. Thank you very much.